Good morning, everybody. What's up? How's it going? Sorry it's been a long time since my last upload. More or less just been dealing with a lot of shit in real life. You know how it is. Long story short, boys, I've heard a lot of people complaining these days. I've heard a lot of people saying that the economy is broken, that the economy is too much to handle. And I've also heard a lot of people state that they can't make gold to afford their consumes for raid, and also not only that, but to enjoy themselves with whatever the fuck they want to do at their time, like PvP, or just vibing, helping out their friends, maybe even an alt for that matter, if they want to level up an alt. Sometimes leveling with consumes goes faster. You know how it is. Now, I'm here today to break the rumor that the game itself, for the economy, is broken. You're right, the economy is bad. The economy does suck. Yes, there are a lot of items that are inflated beyond belief. Yes, there is a mafia of sorts for the... Sorry about that, I had a little bit of a cough. There is a mafia of sorts when it comes down to our favorite thing, Mana Thistle, which makes flasks. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Momo, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, what I'm referring to is the average price of flasks. Now, as you guys can tell, as soon as this loads up, flasks, by default, a little expensive. They're around 115 gold per, depending on the type of flask you're getting. And the old world ones, they run you about 80 to 100 gold, depending on the type of flask. Now, you're probably going to say, well, Momo, hold on a minute. You said you're going to disprove that the economy is fucked and that we can't survive through it. Ah, my friend, let me tell you that the reality is simple. The flask prices are horrible. The potion prices are high, but reasonable to a degree depending on the potion. But you're probably going to say, well, Momo, how can I become self-sufficient? How can I survive this inflation apocalypse of WoW in classic TBC? Well, let me tell you something. I'm a heavy advocate for earning my own gold. I'm a heavy advocate for the auction house, and I love to help people make gold. The number one thing I like to tell people is do not, and I repeat, do not ever believe that it is hopeless. Because guess what? Once you kill hope, there is no way you can come back from that. Now, that the flask prices are showing, I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. Most people will say, oh my god, Momo, the prices of flasks, as you can see, as you just said, 80 gold up to 115, or even higher for that matter, for Flask of Blinding Light. Now, look, if you're a parsing guy, if that's what you like to do, okay, sure. Yeah, it's expensive to get the best of the best shit. However, if you guys look with me real quick, and you look at the Flask of Binding Light, let's say you're a caster like me, and you like to do arcane damage because arcane go burr, you know what I mean? Obviously, you could pay 128 gold and be a dumbass. Or you could be someone who's smart and buys the item that literally does the exact same thing but 10 damage less. And you pay 83 gold. I know, shocker. 83 gold compared to 128. Big fucking difference. 40 gold plus difference. Now, I know. The parsers will say, you gotta have the best shit. But let's be honest here, guys. That's 10 gold difference. Why the fuck wouldn't I do that? Now look, if you're a person who, let's say, is a melee, sure, you're getting shafted. You gotta pay 103 gold for 120 extra attack power. Okay? That sucks. And I totally get that. But don't forget, guys, if any of you guys raid Gruul and Mag, even though it is still a Phase 1 raid, sure, you're right, you don't need to get flash for those. But let's say you want to up the performance just for Gruul. Why don't you just buy the unstables? Sure, you can't use them in the high-end raids. Sure, you can't use them in in SSC, you can't use them in TK. But don't forget that they exist. They're cheap as fuck, they're easy as hell to get, and not only that, it's a no-brainer to get it. It's literally a free flask for one raid. Sure, you can't use it for everything else. But the one item that does not exist yet, but will in the near future, is the Mark of the Illidari. When Phase 3 comes out in the near future, which will be a couple months from now, I know near is kind of a stretch when I say a few months, the Mark of the Illidari can be turned in for multiple flasks. And when I say multiple, I mean all of them. Now, you're probably going to say, well, Momo, how does this stop the problem? It doesn't stop the problem, but it does give you a fighting chance in the future. The number one thing people do right now is they farm SCC trash, and SSC, Jesus fucking Christ. They farm SSC trash. They farm TK trash. All of those mobs drop Mark of the Illidari in Phase 3. Now you're probably going to say, well, hold on a minute. What are you trying to get at? Well, let's say that your guildies decide to go in there and farm the trash when Phase 3 comes out. Sure, you'll probably end up farming Mount Hyjal. Sure, you'll probably end up farming Black Temple. But let's just be honest. You're probably going to want to farm all of it because someone's going to be catching up or whatever reason. If Mark of the Illidari drops, it's a 1-to-1 turn-in. So you turn that shit in and you get a flask. If you have 25 raiders and all 25 of you were to go farm trash, you have a chance of walking away with a bunch of free flasks. That might tank the market. Now, obviously, again, this video is not just about flasks. This is just an example of things to look forward to give you guys a fighting chance. Now, granted, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a fucking guru at this game, okay? But I do know a good amount when it comes down to the economy and earning things directly from the game itself and the things that we go for, like, flips and whatever else. Now, as an example, I hear from people all the time, I can't make money, I can't make money. Well, let me point you guys to some of the things that you can look at as alternatives to make some easy cash. Now, I use add-ons to help me track certain things, and this is just an example. Let's just say, as you can see on my screen on the right, the region average daily sold of spicy crawdads is 743. The region average daily for Fisherman's Feast is 1,015. The mats for Fisherman Feasts is beyond cheaper because you get 6 things. You get 6 food buffs for the price of 1. Now let's just say you buy the mats off the vendor and you buy your fucking fish, okay, for 32 silver. You're getting 6 food buffs with the tank. While meanwhile, there are people who aren't as smart who are still buying the spicy crawdads. Now, granted, you don't need to do that. You could literally go and get your daily cooking quest, sell the Furious Crawdads, and not even bother making the Spicy Crawdads, because people are leveling up their cooking all the time. And sure, you don't sell that many a day, but look how many. There's a big difference if you cook it, and it's easy, it's effective. Now, something I like to do is I like to check all the foods, because sometimes if I'm bored and I have nothing going on, or I want to go make something, or whatever, in real life, if I got something to do some laundry, whatever, I'll check the things that sell. I'll check the things I can craft. Right now, I could go and buy cleft hoof meat. And by the way, I sell these pretty often. I don't sell them every day, but I sell them pretty often. As you can see, 1,500 a day sell on average. And as you can also see here, around the same number for the meat. People are leveling up cooking. People are always trying to do their dailies for cooking. Roasted cleft hoof not only is a food buff for rating, but also is used for one of the turn-ins in cooking. And sure, it's not massive price margins, but what you have to remember here is volatility, viability, and most important, productivity. If you take, let's say, 1,000, okay, let's just say 1,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but let's say you take 1,000 cleft hoof meat, okay, and let's say you're paying 0.22 silver. Let's just say you round it up to 25 silver on average. Let's just say that the price stays the same every day, okay? We take 1,000 times that shit by 0.25 silver. That's around 250 gold. Now sure, that 250 gold might sound like a lot, and as you can see by the region average, it's been around 34 up to 40 silver. Now, that's in the recent time periods of checking, but the point I'm getting at here, that's 250 gold invested for 1,000 food buffs. Now you can then take that and craft it into the 42 silver variant. Now let's just say that we take the average and go 37 silver. Let's just say that. If we take that and we do times 0.37, that's 90, I mistyped the number. 0.37 times 1,000. It's kind of obvious, boys, because, all you got to do is add a 0. It's going to be 370 gold. That's 120 gold profit. Now, granted, when you think about it, it's not a shit ton of profit, but you're not going to list every single piece of food on the auction house at one time. You're probably going to list 4 stacks at a time, maybe even 5 stacks at a time, whatever. And probably within an hour, it'll sell a couple stacks. People do undercut you, but the reality is, so many of these are sold on a daily, you don't need to worry. Now, let's say we're not talking about food buffs. I've heard a lot of people complaining about potions. Sure, I can't go around making elixirs of empowerment and make profit. Sure, I can't walk around and make profit with elixir of major mage blood. Again, like the prices, I get it. Like, some of these prices are not feasible to make unless you're getting procs every time, which is impossible. You can't get procs every time. It doesn't work that way. But let me steer you to something that's very important that people forget. Old world potions. They always sell. If they are being bought out, they're being sold all the time. Let me just show you an example. For me, okay, I'm looking for it right now. I don't want to search, I'm kind of lazy right now, I guess. Free action potions, they do sell. Not as much as they should be, and eventually down the line they'll sell for more. But if you look at the cost just to make one, and if you're a potion master, I'm not, I'm an elixir master, you could theoretically see the value here is shit just to make it. It's awful. But if you wanted to go, let's say, make the blackmouth oil, you can see that the fish sells about 628 a day. You can also see that there's 77 blackmouth oils made a day. But if you look at the cost of the oily blackmouth, this has been obviously staying around the same. This is at a high day, unfortunately. But you could also rationalize yourself saying, oh, well, what if I just make the oil myself? And then you go back and you look at the free action potion. You're cutting 40 silver then out of the total profit margins that they would be making. Sure, you don't sell the oil. You just make the free action potions yourself. And you're making value out of it because you just proc of your potions mastery. Now, I don't have it showing, obviously, because I didn't find it earlier. But when it comes down to agility pots, I don't know why this is not showing. But right here, for example, an old potion. 82 of these sell a day. I know, not great. But remember, the goal here is to beat the economy to make extra money. Not to kill yourself farming mobs all the time, okay? I don't want you guys to go out there and farm mobs all the time and suffer. So Sungrass right now is its lowest it's been. Goldthorn is actually up right now. It's usually at around 20 silver from what I've seen, 18 silver lowest. And these average out around 50 silver to 60 silver, and these sell every day. I have sold this month alone over 1,000 of these. I know, shocking. And sure, the profit margin right now doesn't look great, but you got to realize I have the elixir mastery. I also sell these for around 20 silver profit on average, or 10 to 15, and it's still profit. When you make things and you get procs, you get free value out of it. Mongoose also does sell. As you can see, 200 of these sell a day on average. The point I'm getting at here is don't think of the economy as a rotating wheel of pointlessness. Sure, you're not going to make 500 gold in 2 seconds from doing this, but you are going to make a casual, good amount of gold that's passive long term. I obviously have a lot of different methods that I use to make gold. For example, I can go out and farm. I have a mage. My main character for 20 years was a paladin, okay? I played a paladin prot tank for all those years, except for classic. I had to heal during that. But the point I'm getting at is a lot of people think that the economy is so hard to deal with. It's not. The part that's hard is when people rationalize spending 300 gold a fucking raid. You don't need the best consumes. You don't need the best scrolls. You think you do, and yes, I know the Blizzard meme of all time, you don't. I get it. The difference is with that is that with raiding, the parsers will tell you that they need to rationalize the highest end consumes. Why? Because that's what they want to do. You are not required to do that. Yeah, you don't need to bring no potions to the raid either. If you want to perform well, you should bring potions to the raid. But you don't need to break the bank every single time. Now, granted, yes, I totally get it. When it comes down to... Hold on a minute. When it comes down to the situation in regards to how the game is going, I understand that the economy is inflated, and I personally think that the economy right now is awful, okay? I do. I agree with all of you. I think that the economy is horrible. But the number one way to beat the economy is by not giving into the bullshit. You can even do things that are super common knowledge. Like, take, for example, Jaggle Pearls, right? If you buy a Jaggle Pearl right now for under 70 silver and you use the vendor water from Shat, you can make literally free money. It's 20 silver per craft from a jewel crafter. Like, come on, people. It ain't hard, okay? You could even go to locations that no one cares about. Literally, go to the bathroom or go downstairs and make food. Do something, okay? And you could come back and be at a location, buy a couple recipes, and sell it. Or you could even go to places that people don't care about. Go to dead mines. Go to stocks. Things that you can easily clear at a max level with no effort involved at all. And you could walk away with even 20 or 50 gold for doing nothing. Sure, people say they don't want to farm because it's temporary. You want to know what I have to say about that? The whole game of WoW is temporary, okay? What if one day, in 20 to 30 years from now, World of Warcraft is gone? What are we going to do? Just saying, let's be honest here. That could happen. Probably not, because it's Blizzard and they're probably going to keep re-rolling this shit every time. But let's just take this into consideration that the temporary conversation is the thing. There's retail WoW. No one likes retail WoW. They say they do. I don't think it's good. I'm sorry. I think retail's horrible. And I think that retail's basically just a collection system at this point where you just collect stuff and you think it's a good game and that's pretty much it. Take, for instance, where we are right now. We're on the third iteration of TBC. What do you guys think is next? Wrath of the Lich King for the third time will probably happen before Classic Plus. That's a hot take, I know. But let's be honest here. If Classic Plus is going to happen, Wrath is going to come out. What's the one way to make gold? Invest long term. Some of you say, oh, I need gold now, I need gold now. Here's the problem. That's how the economy works. It's being prepared for the future. I myself, for example, before TBC came out, invested in a lot of things that now are worth a lot of money. Like Grom's Blood, Ghost Mushroom. Those are not even for now. Those are used for Sunwell and Black Temple and Mount Hyjal, and that's when they're going to skyrocket in profit, and I'll be the one sitting there going, good thing I didn't do anything except invest in the auction house. Now, you probably might end up being a certain person that might not have a lot of gold. If you don't have a lot of gold, I'll be honest, you can make a lot of gold just from doing dailies, which take up not even that much time. If you do your cooking daily, you walk away with around 12 gold at the low end, and that's if you pick the fish box and you sell all that shit. You could even go out of your way, not even to do the fishing daily. You could ignore the fishing daily if you don't have fishing maxed out. And hell, if you don't have fishing maxed out, accept only the daily that puts you in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, respectfully, whichever side you're on, and just do that one. You don't require any fishing skill to do it. You just throw your line in, you get the thing, and you're done. Or, alternatively, I know, stretch here, you could take advantage of old dungeons. You could go over to Dire Maul as an herbalist and go and harvest a bunch of herbs. You'll get tons of things out of there. Kill the Lashers, get a bunch of herbs. Some of those herbs right now sell for a good amount of money. Like, I don't even have to explain myself for that because, look, TBC herbs right now, it's like a wasteland for some people. Sure, not every single person knows exactly what they're doing. Sure, not every person in the world is going to be able to make thousands of gold every 5 minutes. But guess what? I'm good at what I do. I want to help people out. I don't want people to have like a perfect list of information of how to do it because look, there is no set standard of how to make gold. Everyone says gold per hour. There's a lot of people that don't want to farm. There's a lot of people that don't want to do the auction house. My viewpoint on this is if you don't want to work even a little bit towards improving your situation, you're lazy. Even as a parser, I'm sorry, but if you're a parser or you're someone who just is a casual, if you're complaining about not having gold and you're telling me that the economy is broken and you're telling me woe is me, you're not trying even a little bit. And I'm sorry, I'm being honest. Because, look, you don't need to farm for 5 hours a week. You don't need to spend 8 hours on the auction house. You could literally build yourself a very easy checklist like I have over here on the left. I have a shopping list add-on rigged up. Well, not shopping list add-on, sorry. An auctionator add-on ready to go with lists of shit that I made myself easily in 2 seconds. And I do research all the time. On my own, I think about each phase. I do all of that. That's player knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge about something like that, there's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong with going around and asking people for advice. Take advantage of the people like me who have the experience, who want to help you. If we want to help you, we're going to tell you how it is. You say all the time that you want to learn. If you're a new player, the best way to learn is, sure, without a little bit of guide rails. You don't need those. You don't need those all the time. But asking for help is not wrong. If you're an experienced player, there are things I don't even know, man. There are things that I find out every goddamn day. But the thing is, it doesn't mean that they're all going to be in the same place. I might figure out something that's kind of niche that no one cares about. I might find something that maybe someone's really interested in, and I never really gave it any thought. Dude, in the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all got to get somewhere. We all got to move. So, look, all I'm trying to get at is this without trying to go too far into this, okay? Making gold is easy. Making gold fast is simple, but can be very risky in regards to flipping on the auction house, which I'm not here to teach you today. My intention is to give you small examples so that you can improve your life in WoW. Like I said, it's not that difficult. I know that it sounds difficult when you hear it out loud, but when you think about it, it's really not. I don't know why my cooking daily ain't showing up there, but that's because I already have it probably from before, but whatever. Point is, there is so many easy options for you to make gold. I'm not kidding. I have so many items, and I don't even use TSM, by the way. This is just an example. I use TSM just to show my ledger and, like, basic logic, okay? I do a lot of investments. Sure, this thing down here shows profit, whatever, but what you have to realize is that my profit margins are not represented by this random-ass garbage here. They're represented by the items that I'm stockpiling. I have items that people will buy in the future. Runecloth right now, there's no point of me keeping this many of it, but guess what? It's going to be used in my storage for when Wrath comes out, because everyone's not going to care about Classic anymore, and then Runecloth's going to go bloop and just double or triple its value. Netherweave, sure, right now it's worth the same as it's been all of the expansion, around 12 to 13 silver. Down the line, it might go way up. All I can get at here and give you guys a follow-up on, like, examples is don't think that the economy is gone. Think that the economy is in a stage where you can learn. That way, down the line, when those expansions release, and even if a fresh Classic Plus, for example, comes out, and things like that, you can use that knowledge again later. Take, for instance, a fresh launch of something. A fresh launch of Classic Plus. Or a fresh launch of Classic on its own, the normal variant of it. Dude, let's be honest here. We all know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be broke. No one's going to have gold. What's the number one thing you can do at a fresh launch? Buy up the shit that everyone's selling for fucking nothing. Buy things for 4 silver. Buy things for 2 silver. Buy things for whatever it is at the cheapest margin. And hold on to it. Your mail is infinite. Throw your stuff in the mail. Don't touch it and leave it there. I know it sounds harsh, and I know that what I'm saying sounds alien to a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't want to go through the effort of mailing their shit to an alt, letting it come back after 30 days, and then do it again. But remember, people, this is not about how to make money in 2 seconds. This is about how to make gold long-term, be affording stuff, and make sure that you're able to do the things that I'm doing. I mean, for Christ's sake, dude, I spent time the other day, like 2 days ago, making field repair bots for the guild that I have. For the guild that I run, I spent time making those. You can make money on repair bots, for Christ's sake. You could even craft them for 10 gold a piece on value. You spend 50 gold for a pack of 5 repair bots. You could gamble with that. Every 10 minutes, you could literally just go, here's my repair bot, drop it down where no one can see you, and then if the scrolls are lucky and in your favor, you might get an 8 to 10 gold scroll times 2 or 3 scrolls on the fucking repair bot. And you could buy those out, you could buy the unstable mana potion, and you could sell that too. And then you're walking away with double the price of the repair bot. Come on, people. It ain't that difficult, okay? It really isn't. And I'm telling you this as a friend. I'm not telling you this to be rude or harsh. I'm just being realistic. Because sure, the auction house prices are horrible. But the thing is, it doesn't mean you have to suffer. It doesn't mean that you can't profit or you can't work. And I'll go into an in-depth thing of every class if I have to. Or every single profession. I don't want people to think that you cannot make value out of your profession. Sure, you can look at leather and go, oh man, this sucks. I don't want to have to spend my time farming light leather at 60 copper. Dude, sure, you don't want to do that. But guess what? Wait till it loads in. Thick leather. Thick leather's pretty fucking common. And people buy that shit all day long. If you even wanted to as a high level, go to Dire Maul North. Go at level 70 and just farm the dogs. Farm the dogs in Dire Maul North, and you could get rugged leather. Hell, even farm the mobs in the open world that are in, like, Ungoro. Get rugged leather. 40 silver. People buy this shit all the time. Don't act like it hard. Oh, I don't want to go farm Clefhoof. It's too contested. I don't want to go farm Cobra Scales. They don't spawn enough. I don't want to farm Gnawhide Leather, because Gnawhide Leather... I don't know why it's not pulled up, because it's farther down. Hold on a minute. Let me pull it up. I don't want to farm Gnawhide Leather scraps because it's 4 silver a piece, or... You know, turn 5 of those into a normal Gnawhide Leather, which is around 25 silver, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I think Gnawhide Leather, by default, it's not showing up. I don't know why. Hold on for a minute. I don't know why. I hope I spelt it correctly. I'm really hoping I didn't fuck that up, because if it's not going to load, that's a problem. Anyway, look, the point is, there's so many avenues for you guys. There's so many avenues. And I don't want people to feel bad about not having enough gold to do raiding. I don't want people to think that they don't have a chance. But remember, the whole perspective here is to be affording what you need on a long-term basis. If you don't want to farm, do the auction house. It's super easy. Sure, it's repetition. It gets boring after a while. But when you're doing so many things out in the open world that you're raiding with your buddies, why would you want to go around farming? Look, you can even take 5 of these and craft this, and it's literally cheaper to just buy the damn leather. You can take 5 of these and make 1 of these and get very little profit out of it. The point is, it's there. You could go farm the old shit and make more money. Don't sit here and be an idiot. Don't waste your time. Hell, even thorium ore. I sold over 17,000 plus individual thorium ores this expansion alone that I got from Classic for 15 silver apiece. Do not tell me it's fucking hard to make gold. You could do Diamond Mall jump runs at level 70. You could literally solo that shit, and you could get easy gold. And yet you're telling me, oh, it's so hard. No, it's not. You're just lazy. I'm sorry, but that's the honest answer. If you're not max level, there's ways to make gold. There's hyper spawns in every location. There's a hyper spawn in Elwyn Forest. There's a hyper spawn in Red Ridge. There's a hyper spawn over in Westfall. Dude, take advantage. You don't even need to be a mage. You could literally be a level 30 and go and kill those low-level mobs. I did the same thing on the hardcore servers when they were attached to the anniversary servers as well. I actually went on there, and by the way, the transfers from the hardcore server to here was free. Okay, shocking, I know. And I had a character on there that I would send all my items to that I would farm at a level 20 character, and I would literally buy out fused wiring for 1 to 9 silver a piece, because let's be honest here, hardcore players don't use repair bots. That's why we have a lot of fused wirings on that server, and that's how I got thousands of them. And I used to sell them for 3 to 4 gold a piece during Classic because I took advantage of the economy like everyone else. At least the people that knew about it. Very minimal amount of people knew about that one. So guess what, guys? The point is simple. If you think it's hard now, wait till Wrath if you're not trying. Sure, it does suck, and I'm not going to deny that. But the final thing I'll leave you with is this. You can make gold from anything. You can make gold from things you think are worthless. You can make gold from things that you think are a waste of your time. You don't need to go and farm the way everyone else farms to make gold per hour. Farm things that make you happy. Farm things that make you feel good about your time and effort. Because at the end of the day, we're all here playing a game. We're all here enjoying ourselves. Do both. Earn gold, have a good time, don't overreact, don't overthink it, and remember, it might be temporary, but there's always a fucking another expansion coming along, or there's another time you could do the same shit now, but at the beginning. So don't be hopeless. That is my message to you. Be the future. Please. For your own benefit and your own sanity, do not think it's hopeless. Anyway, with that being said, today's video is a very long video. I do hope you guys enjoy it. I don't like to do any editing, really, and I don't have any editing skills, so it's kind of raw, I get it. But I really would like to make sure that you guys understand what's needed. I will probably make another video, most likely about the economy next. I don't really know what my next video will be. It'll probably be a hit or miss, really, of which one. But if you guys like this type of video, please let me know in the comments below. And again, please let your friends know. Again, I don't do editing or whatever, but I really do like to give back to the community in regards to my expertise. So please make sure you guys let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, with that being said, have a great day and enjoy your weekends. Peace, bros.